Die Hard is the quintessential video game movie. In other words, it has every element indicative of a great video game adaptation. Strangely enough, it doesn't have one. There were Die Hard games made in the past, however, and today we're going to look at some of the good ones. In 1991, Activision released Die Hard on the NES. Sadly, the game received little publicity. In fact, few gamers were even aware that it was released. Such a shame, because they missed a great game. Die Hard utilizes the basic premise of the film, i.e. terrorists attack skyscraper and hold hostages, and crafts a non-linear experience that changes each time you play. Do you want to kill all 30 terrorists before you rescue your wife? Fine. Or you don't have to. The downside is the game will become more challenging. What about using the radio to call for help from the LAPD? You can, or not, but of course, it'll cost you in the difficulty department. Die Hard is one of the few NES games that has a true element of suspense. No matter how you tackle the objectives, you are always doing so against the clock. All decisions can only ever receive the most cursory consideration before they are executed. Take too long and the window of opportunity narrows for your next objective. If Die Hard has a negative, it is simply the fact that it is a product of the 8-bit era. Thus, there are no voice actors, your character looks more like a stick figure than Bruce Willis, there are no video clips from the film, and other than an option to change the difficulty, well, there are no other options. You just play the game. Enjoy. Die Hard Trilogy for the PS1 splits the action 3 ways, which is the only 3-way action most gamer geeks will ever come close to. One can choose to play a different chapter in the series at any time. Die Hard, based on the first movie, uses a run-and-gun approach and captures the breakneck intensity of its filmic source. Bullets fly and bodies pile high as you maneuver McLean through the halls of Nakatomi Plaza in an attempt to stop Hans Gruber from blowing everything up. Boredom does not live here. Presentation-wise, this entry in Die Hard Trilogy lacks polish in the graphics department. Yeah, I know it's PlayStation 1, but come on. Several other games of that era were a mile or two ahead, which makes me think that another month or two of fine-tuning would have presented a nicer picture. Instead, we get a polygon nightmare of jagged edges and pixelated surroundings. Yes, I know it's PlayStation 1. Leave me alone. The graphics still stink, but the game is good regardless. Die Harder is a respectable ripoff of the then-popular Virtua Cop series, complete with high-tech reticles appearing around the villains and on-rails gameplay. Environments are completely destructible, which is a huge plus. You really feel like you were causing some damage with your guns. Would you like a ticket to the gun show? The programmers utilized the new technology of the day to make a great recreation of the airport featured in the film. My only gripe is that the game is on rails, so you know exactly what you're getting into each and every time you play. Finally, we have the part of Die Hard Trilogy based on Die Hard with a Vengeance. This particular entry is based on the third and at the time most recent Die Hard, hence the title Die Hard Trilogy. I know, you know, we all know that there's a fourth film now, but back then they weren't so sure there was going to be a fourth film, so they named the game Die Hard Trilogy. Just go with it. In Vengeance, you tool around New York in a taxi and eventually other vehicles, with the objective of stopping bombs from blowing away the city. At first, I was a little put off from being confined to a car and not being able to play on foot, but the gameplay is good and raucous enough to make you forget the lack of variety. Once again, the developers properly emulated the film by adding suspense in the form of time bombs scattered around the city. One wrong turn, one crash too many, and you may arrive a second too late. Boom! Mike wanted me to say that this game is the bomb, but I thought that was so corny. His guns reference was comic gold, however. Should get an Emmy, and I'll keep it. Now go play.